Welcome, ladies and gents, to the Fetish capital of Walsall, as we are, of course, here in the Leather Museum. We are, of course, here ahead of today's game, but before we crack on with that one, we do, of course, have 3 games to catch up on. So, without further ado, let's hop into Football Manager 22. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and... Sorry, that's something else. Beautiful goals excite me, and we got just that against Kings Lynn, as Williams and Pedder both scored to secure us both the win and an away tie in the next round against Manchester United. After beating Vanarama North side Kings Lynn in the second round of the FA Cup, we then returned home for league competition against a struggling 18th place side Carlisle, and in the end, we compounded the pain as Labala picked up a brace before a consolation bell goal on the 47th minute. Last up, we then headed to 7th place Port Vale, where in the end we slipped up to a late 78th minute goal. And so, ladies and gents, it is time for our final little bit of catch-up before we crack on with today's game. We are, of course, here in the notebook, and the first bit of news is Joe Allen picked up an injury. He has, in fact, sustained a pulled back muscle after overextending himself in the weight room. He's currently got 2 to 9 days left on that injury here today. Now, the next little bit of news is Adiapan and Mason both have developmental concerns. Both exactly the same way. So both of them requested loans. Both of them, I then threatened to sell them because they wouldn't accept that they are valuable backups to our squad. And as I put in brackets, they are squad players, although you probably can't see that because I'm probably in the way. And they both reluctantly backed down. So both of them are kind of happy. Both different ends of the spectrum though. Adiapan is a player who I should really be playing, and in fact I am going to play him here today. A little bit of a spoiler for our squad for today's match. Mason, he's on the other end though. He's a player who could have got in the lineup, just isn't good enough anymore, and just has to accept that he's going to be a backup, especially to Osu in particular. Now, on top of that, York's weekly loan roundup, Heaney got off the mark for his loaned club, and I believe that is AFC filed in the Vanarama National League. If we can just head on over to his page. Heaney? There we go. So, onto his page, Vanarama National League, 2 goals in 5 appearances, so he's even got himself another one as well, a 6.84. He's having a great time over on loan at Filed, but without further ado, it is, of course, time for our game here against Walsall. So, I'll see you fine folks over in the dressing room. Right, ladies and gents, we made our way into the dressing room here in Walsall, and like I said, Adiapan will be starting today, but I didn't realise it was actually 3 days back in the game, so we've actually picked up another injury. Thankfully, not anyone who was actually planning on playing, but Whitley felt a little left out. If we have a little look, Ryan Whitley has gone and got himself an injury. He's out for 5 days. I think he just hit himself, to be honest. He's got a bruise on his thigh. It's 1 to 6 days. That says 5. Yeah. He just felt left out. Joe Allen has also recovered a little bit more. He's 3 days away from being fully fit, but we're not going to risk him in this one here today. Willoughby, of course, he's fully fit, but not going to make it. McLaughlin is unregistered, and Jenkinson is requiring a little bit more fitness as well. So, our team for today is Olawayemi in goal, a backline of Osu, Shipley, Adiapan, and Carlin. Central midfield is Wright and Morgan, with Williams and Lubala on the wings. Pedder sitting behind Campbell and a bench consisting of Alnwick, Wilson, Connolly, Mason, Dyson, McLean, and Norwood. If you have a little look over to the left-hand side, we are going defensive here today because Walsall is 2nd in the league. Yes, we versed Lincoln top of the league. Now we are versing 2nd in the league, Walsall. But the question is, can we pick up a result here today? Well, let's head on over and let's find out. And so the Battle of the Matties is almost upon us, as Matty Taylor has made 3 changes to his Walsall side here today. I'm not going to go over them. We are in fact going to head straight into the dressing room. Let's tell the lads. I think we need to show everyone that their recent praise is justified. Put on a real show out there. You know what? That is not a bad little shout. And we can do it with punch fist, so let's do it. Motivate the lads. It's worked for most of them except for Wright, Williams, Pedder and Lubala, as well as our bench, of course. It's weirdly made McLean aggressive, but he's naturally aggressive, so don't know what's up with McLean. Little bit on the aggressive side, but it is, of course, a kick-off highlight. It's Drizzly here today, and Walsall are going to try and build from the back here on the 9th second as they come down the right-hand side with Passley. He's made it past Lubala way too easily, thankfully. He does dispossess him, gets it back to Shipley. We can breathe a sigh of relief because we are not going to concede a minute in, lads. We're not. I said we're not. Don't make me out as a liar. Do not make an error right now, because that would be rather embarrassing now, wouldn't it? So, Campbell in possession in the centre circle, plays it back to Morgan, who finds Campbell once more. We've got a darting run inside here from the right-hand side. Instead, though, Campbell has decided to swap positions. He's going to whip it in, back post. Lubala gets a header off. Unfortunately, though, it's a little soft. Rose will dive through the hair and collect that one. So, there is one game that has been postponed, I believe it was that Port Vale game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Adiapan nods it on to Pedder. He finds Lubala. Lubala, can you do anything over on this left-hand side? He's already picked up a booking 4 minutes in. What have you been doing? He has been dispossessed as well by Passley. It's now with Brundle. Brundle finds Taylor, and I apologise for the background noise. He's going to hoof it upfield. Shipley nods it down to Morgan. Morgan now over to Williams. Williams had a little bit of an interesting touch there. Thankfully found a little bit of space. He's found Lubala as well. It's straight out Rose though. Lubala, my friend, you got to do better in that situation. Got to do better. Carlin with the corner now on the right-hand side. Whips it in. Taylor nods it away. Lubala will be the one to collect it, of course, though, here on the left-hand side. Plays it back to Wright on the halfway line. Only 5 minutes in. Shipley plays it over to Williams. Oh, you've got an overlap on the right-hand side. Instead, he goes inside, though. Pedder from range. Saved a great... Forced a great save there from Rose. I apologise. Background noise, a little bit distracting. Anyways, Doncaster Rovers just picked up a goal in their game. Didn't quite catch who against because it wasn't on for long enough. But Donny is up 1-0 in their match. Hopefully we can get one here right now as Osu makes a darting run down this left-hand side. He's got past the defence, but can he get it in the back of the net? Get a good crossing, Osu. You can do it. We believe in you, Osu. Instead, he's going to turn. Saki looked like he went through the back of him. Didn't get a free kick, though. So it's played back to Wright. Wright is going to turn. Plays it back to Shipley near the halfway line. Can we get anything going with Adiapan? Adiapan now over to Carlin. Carlin maybe make the run down the wing and pull it back if needed. He's going to pull it back a little early to Morgan. I feel like it would have been a better idea if Carlin continued his run and then tried to pull it back for Morgan. Instead, though, he's got possession here on the byline. Whips one in. It's blocked. Campbell just keeping it in, though. Pulls it back for Williams. Oh, he's forced to save from Rose. We have put Walsall under a lot of pressure in these first 10 minutes. Especially, remember, we are playing defensive, of all things. Carlin, though. Corner. Where's he going to go with this one? He's going no post. White will nod it away. I still can't believe Lubala is already on a yellow card. Donny's just gone 2-0 up in that game. Jesus. It's a ball in by Walsall, though. Adiapan will nod it away. Williams doesn't beat Brundle to it. He plays it up. It's now with ball. Oh! That was a close one. That was a close one. So, Carlisle is 1-1 with Fleetwood, and Barrow is 2-0 down to Doncaster Rovers. And there is a couple of other goals further down the pecking order, but we didn't quite get a chance to read over those. We'll go over them in just a second, of course. Rose, right now, though, is going to hoof it upfield as Carlin collects it at right back and probably plays it back to our goalkeeper. He's probably going to go back to Olawayemi. No, it's gone across to Shipley. Okay, fair enough. Just a nice little pass across our defence. Shipley now making a darting run up to the halfway line, though. This doesn't look very defensive as he's overtaken Wright, who now finds Osu. It's with Lubala. Lubala coming down this left-hand side. Plays it inside to Pedder. Nice little pass. He's going to turn. Passes it to Campbell. Campbell? That was a spicy little effort from outside the box. Spicy indeed. Forces a save from Rose. He turns it around the post. And Carlisle is still 1-1. I don't know why it's given us that score. And same with Donny. I don't know why it's given us that one. We already know those scores. But Swindon, that's one we don't know. Swindon is 1-0 up away to Oldham. Ross right now, what's he going to do with this one, though, on the right-hand side for Walsall? He's dispossessed by Wright, unfortunately, though it was classed as too aggressive, as Wright just bundles into him. So Walsall have a great position here for a free kick. Whips it in. Shipley, though, he's going to do his kung fu skills to kick it away. And Campbell on the counter-attack. He's got support coming slowly. It looks like the defence is going to get back before the support does, unfortunately, though. He pulls it back for Wright. Right now over to Morgan. Morgan's got plenty of space, though. He's going to play it over to Carlin, who has plenty of space, unfortunately. The highlight ends. Stockport, by the way, 1-0 up against Newport County. And I believe that's all the scores thus far in your Sky Bet League 2 action. So, Osu coming down this left-hand side, plays it down to Labala. Labala has support behind him. Maybe pull it back for Osu. Osu's still there. No, he's going inside to Pedder. And Pedder's shot is blocked. Maybe Pedder should have took an extra touch. Maybe drag it back a little bit. Force the defender to then drop towards his own goal. And then get a shot with a little bit of space. Who knows? Carlin, though, whips it in. Morgan, can he get onto it? No. Williams from... Williams, just take a touch. Please, just take a touch. A touch would have been fine. You had plenty of space. You had space to do it. But no. Wasted effort. Hartlepool, by the way, 1-0 up in their game. And Ross will play it back to Baldwin here on the 35th minute. He's going to click it up to Stansfield. He's made a lovely play. I believe he just ran around around Adiapan. Don't know why I said Olawayemi, but he touched it around Adiapan. Adiapan's having a decent game, by the way. 7 rating for him. To be honest, he should be starting. I brought Conley in as a bit of experience. He's turned out to not be as good as I probably expected him to be. I then gave him the captaincy. That was a couple of mistakes. He's going to be okay when we don't have Shipley available to loan. But right now, Conley, you're a fair choice. Centre-back who I kind of have to force into the squad. And, well, I can't drop Shipley for Adiapan. I can't drop Shipley for anyone. He's just far too good. So, whilst he's here on loan, I'm going to try and get this partnership going. Adiapan and Shipley, I think Conley's played enough games to not complain too much towards the back end of the season. But if he does start complaining, well, of course, we'll have to take him and put him in the lineup and Adiapan back onto the bench. But right now, it's 0-0 here in Walsall, and we have been rather dominant, 65% to their 35. We've had 3 times the amount of shots and 6 times the amount on target. So, I'm happy with the number of shots so far. I mean, I am happy with the shots so far in terms of numbers, not so much in terms of execution. You know what? Yeah, why not? 7 rating, 7 rating, 7 rating. We don't want to demotivate the lads. There is Osu on a 6.6 and Jaden Williams on a 6.6, but the rest of them, rating-wise, are doing pretty darn good. So, we're not going to demotivate them. We'll keep their spirits high, make sure they are happy for the rest of the game, and hopefully that is reflectant in the way they play for the rest of this match. Shipley right now, though, is going to play it over to Osu. Osu down to Labala. Labala's going to turn, plays it back to Wright. Right inside to Morgan, now up to Labala. Labala, interesting attempt of a pass. But Passley is the one who blocks it, in fact. So, Hartlepool 2-0 up now against Cheltenham. Lincoln 1-0 up against Rochdale. Mansfield 2-0 up against Grimsby. We have 2-1 to Swindon against Oldham. Bradford's just gone 1-0 down to Stevenage, and Donny's game is tied up at 2-2 after Doncaster Rovers went 2-0 up. Now they've effed it up. Carlin, playing it down the wing though, finds Williams in this one. He's going to pull it back for Morgan. Morgan whips it in. Oh, unfortunately nodded away, and Brundle will go on the counter-attack. He's going to play it back to Baldwin, in fact. Walsall, not so interested in the quick counter-attack, try to build up. And instead, they just give it straight back to Shipley. And it's played across our defensive line. And now up to Morgan. Morgan ball over the top to Campbell. Can Campbell utilise it, though? No. The one time a player takes a touch is the one time he allows the defender to get there and block it. So, Carlin stepping up to take this corner. Where will he go with it, though? That is the question. He's going to whip it into the middle. Bates nods it away, but Shipley will collect this one. Now, will the highlight continue? Yes, it does. Shipley coming down the right-hand side, plays it over to Carlin. Carlin is, in fact, onside, but can he get a good cross in? White is coming in behind him. Come on, he's got to be sent off, ref. Come on. That was through the back. He's already on a yellow. Seriously, ref? Exeter, by the way, just gone 1-0 up against Sutton. I've just realised Timon was about to make a sub, and then we got another highlight. So we'll watch this highlight and then we'll make our substitutions. Now, if you look at Williams, he's gone up to a 6-7, but he's still a little tired. Osu's down on 6-4 as well, so he's going to go off right with a nice little tackle there, though. Williams will 1-2 with Morgan through to Pedder. Pedder from range. Oh, he's forced to save out of Rose, but it's a goal kick for offside, I'm assuming. So 69th minute, the magical number we all love, 69. So we are going to replace Pedder and Williams, I believe, in this situation. Or do we? Pedder, you know what? No, we're going to risk it. Pedder, Williams, and Osu. I'm going to risk all three. Mason, you're going to get some game time, so you can't complain too much. We then have Pedder. Now, the best alternative for Pedder is Norwood. And Williams' best replacement is Dyson, of course. Go out there and hoover some opportunities up for yourself. So, go out there, lads. You know what? No, we're not going to give them a team talk. We're all okay. Don't need a team talk. I was going to shout something at them, but I think we'll be alright. So, Perry plays it up to Stansfield. He pulls it back to Kinsella. In fact, I think it's more risky to yell something at them, because most of our players are all on purple. We have a couple of greens in there. It's just not worth risking it, to be honest. We're not going to pack them up any more than they really are. So just don't yell anything at them. I know it feels weird, but just don't do it. Lubala plays it over to right. He finds Campbell. Campbell's going to turn and play all the way back to Adiapan in the centre circle. But can Adiapan do anything here? He's up to a 7-3, by the way, tying with Shipley. He's having a solid game and showing exactly why he should have been playing. Carlin, though, coming down this right-hand side. What's he going to do with this one? Whips it in, back post, Lubala, free header. Oh, it's saved by Rose. He's had a fantastic time in net today. Whipped in again, though. Lubala, second effort. Come on. 7th goal of the season for Lubala. George Carlin gets himself an assist, and I have to feel sorry for their goalkeeper. He has done everything today to keep Walsall in this one, but he's been finally beaten. Look at that. Chased it over. This one, he should have probably saved that one, to be honest. It was pretty close to it, but eventually the goalkeeper slips up and we've managed to get ourselves a lead here on the 73rd minute, and we've got ourselves up to 11th place. In fact, we are only 4 points behind the playoff spots. Jesus. We are at the wrong end of the table. We should not be up at this end of the table, but I'm not going to complain. I will take that all day, as we have picked up a narrow 1-0 victory. Yes, back-to-back episodes with victories. Now the real question is, where are we going in the next one? I can't quite remember. I do have it written down though, and that is not the piece of paper it is written on. In fact, it is this one. So was that Lincoln or was that Walsall? The next one, oh yes, we are heading to the races, ladies and gents, as we are going to go away to Cheltenham. So I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.